Like a plan. I'm just gonna pull up a couple of things, get a screen shared, and we'll get right away, right along with
Great,
it.
great.
Bear with me just one moment. So Gmail features, perfect. Bear with me just one moment. I'm just pulling up one more thing and then we should be all set. Try to share out the screen. Perfect. I'm ready whenever you guys are.
You're all set.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm a help desk support specialist here at Campus Technology Services. Today, we're going to be discussing some of the different just features that you can go through and work through to kind of streamline your experience while using Gmail. We're going to discuss a few different things today. These are going to, and we'll demo them as well. They will include just a couple of different features such as schedule send, multiple signatures, layouts, multi-send mode, contact groups, just fun stuff like that. So we will start at the first one. Bear with me while I just pull that up. First one we're going to be talking about is schedule send. So we'll be writing an email. Say we want to send an email to a coworker. In this case, I'll send one to myself. Bear with me. We would go through, we would choose who we would be sending it to, obviously. We write up an email, add our subject line, all that fun stuff. So now what we can do, which becomes really interesting, when we're writing our email, we have that all set. Our email is ready to send. So now if you were to go down to this little bottom over here where it says send, if you click on send, it'll send it right away. But if you really wanted to get fancy and you take a look at your first feature, what you would go and do, schedule send. Let's say it's a little bit after dark, after business hours or whatever, and you want to get that email ready to send and forget, send it in the morning. You click on this little drop down arrow and you can click on schedule send here. So you schedule send. Once you click on it, it gives you these different base options over here. So it typically defaults to 3 options, either tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m., or the next Monday morning on January, which in this case would be January 3rd at 8 a.m. But let's say you want to send it at a different time or on a different date. You can always pick your date and time as well. So for this email, I want to send this out not on January 19th, but I want to send this February 4th at 2 p.m. or 2:05 p.m. we'll say. So now once we make sure that our date and time are set, we can go here, we make sure it tells us what our date and time are, and we would schedule it to send. Now, once it's scheduled sends, we would go over to our drafts and it would end up, or in our scheduled inbox, and it would end up in our scheduled box right over here. So if we wanted to edit it, we do have that grace period and that opportunity. It is quite the nifty little feature. If we did want to edit it, we could always click on cancel send and it will revert it right back into a draft and we can continue editing it. So I forgot to add some stuff to my email. I'm going to send that in there and then I can reschedule sending. So as we're working here, we have our test email. We're going to schedule it again. We would go back here down to this little arrow. We would click on schedule send again, and now a new option will pop up. It'll tell us if we want to send it at the same time we had scheduled. It'll give us the last scheduled time, which really cool. We can click on it and that'll just send it last scheduled time. But I changed my mind. I want to send this. I realized just now February 4th is a Saturday. I obviously can't be sending that email on a Saturday morning. I don't want to wake people up with that email, you know? So we'll go to February 6th at 2 p.m. And then we would schedule that out to send, and it makes it right back into your draft inbox. And you've got your schedule send. Now, if you guys have any questions about schedule send, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them at this time before we move on to our next feature. Feel free at this point. I'm more than willing to take questions. If anyone has one, feel free to raise your hand, chime in, whatever works for you. If not, in just a moment, we'll move on to our next feature. If there are no questions, I'll move on to the next feature. So what we're going to do, we have next up is going to be multi-send mode. So multi-send mode is kind of an interesting concept. When it's turned on, a continue button would replace your normal send button, and the tab header would change colors. It would become purple, and it multi-send emails, they allow you to automatically include an unsubscribe link. So it's really good for mailing lists and things like that. So to set up multi-send mode, there's a couple of different things you would do. First off, you would have to go into Gmail on your computer that you are trying to send them from into the correct account, obviously. And at the top left, you would click on this little compose button right here. So once you click on compose, it generates a new standard email, things like that. Now from the toolbar at the bottom, you would click turn multi-send mode on and off under more options, I believe it is. Bear with me one moment. They did move a few things around, so I just want to make sure that is still where it is. Should be a little email icon if I remember correctly. Doesn't look like it would be there. That's odd. Used to be right around here, but let me just pull that up real quickly and see if I can find where that made its way to. We're going to have to come back to this one as it doesn't appear that that feature is showing up there as it's supposed to. So instead, we're going to move on to multiple signatures instead. My apologies for that. Bear with me one moment. Just got to pull up the multiple signatures documentation. So what are multiple signatures? We'll get started there. It's a feature that's available by default in Gmail, and to create it, or to create multiple signatures, you would go to the settings gear icon right up here. So you would go into settings, then you would want to click on settings, and you would want to go over to see all settings. You would want to be in that general tab right there. So I'm sure, I don't know if you guys use email signatures typically in your emails or not, but they are a really good way just to add that personalized touch to the bottom of them. We happen to use them on the Campus Technology Help Services Help Desk account. This is our email signature, so that way you always know who the email's coming from and things like that. But if you wanted to say you work for two different departments type of thing, or more specifically, you hold two different titles or capacities within what you do here at the college, you could always set up two signatures. You could have one signature that'll say, my name is Steve Smith, or it'll say Steve Smith and so for so-and-so. And then you can change that and it would be to a different option, and you would have Steve Smith and it would have a different title underneath it or something to that effect. There are many different ways you can leverage it, but we would scroll down inside of the general settings tab right over here down to the signatures tab. And then this is our standard signature. So if we want to create a second signature here, let's say we wanted a secondary signature with a website link instead of those different Facebook and Twitter links there, we would click right here on create new, and that we would name our signature. So we'll call this one help desk website. We would click on create right here, and that'll send that right over there, and that's help desk website, and it gives us a new little text field. We'll copy and paste it off of here, and then we're going to edit it from there. So once we have pasted it into there, you still have your Campus Technology Services help desk. All we really want to change in this one, we want to get rid of these links here, and we're going to replace that with the help desk or with the help desk website, which would be www.oswego.edu/CTS. Now, obviously, that's not a link, so we'll make that a link really quickly. And now we have two signatures. So how would we use two signatures? When we are creating a new email now, if we go back to our new email pane here, it's going to default to whatever our default signature is, which in the case of the help account happens to be that one with this fun stuff over here with the Facebook and Twitter link. Now, I'm sending an email and I wanted to use the other signature we just created. So I would click on this little insert signature button, and I would choose my options. So I might have to refresh this one. It looks like we might have forgotten to hit save here. I do apologize for that. So now that should appear in that new message under those signature options. So we have the check mark next to the original signature, but I want the one with the website. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to replace it with that signature right there. Now I can write my email, send it off to whoever it goes to, and then we're all set to have that new signature in there. Now, let's say we want to switch back to the other one. It's just as simple. We're going to go right here. We're going to choose my signature again, and it brings back the old signature. Now, if you're sending an email where you don't even want a signature, you just want a standard typical email, click no signature, it gets rid of them all. It's a really nifty feature, and it really is just something that can kind of streamline your workflow when you are creating different emails and things like that. If your job is email intensive, it's a great way just to kind of implement that. Does anyone have any questions on multiple signatures? Multi-send mode, rather? Give you guys just a minute or two in case you think of any questions, and then we're going to move on to our next topic of discussion and our next demo, which would be contact groups in Gmail. So if no one has any questions, we're just going to move on to contact groups. So bear with me one moment. So with contact groups, they're just a nifty little feature where you can kind of you would have to originally set up your contacts within Google Calendar, or within rather Google Contacts. And once that is set up, that would be fine. In our case at SUNY Oswego, we have all different contacts just based off our domain. So we can just start typing in a first and last name, and it comes up with multiple different people inside of our email domain with that name. So what we would do for contact groups, we would kind of, it's a little bit weird feature. It's not too bad, but it does serve a very unique purpose. So we would select the contact at the top. Bear with me. We would create our new email right here. We select our contact. We're going to send this one to myself and my boss. So we'll send this to me. And then we're going to send it to my boss, who happens to be Charles. So, okay, now we've got an email that's going to two people. Standard enough, just a multi-person email, something like that. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because with this guy, what we can do is we can create a group. Let's say I email myself and Charles quite often. So we can make a contact group out of this, if it'll allow me to here. Bear with me. Do bear with me one moment. It's not showing up on our account, and I'm not 100% sure why. Oh, we may not have it set up on our account yet. That is an important step. So just bear with me while I do set that up, as it should already be set up. Two field list matching question. What it would be, we would have it set up here in our contact group. We would type in, or bear with me, we're just gonna, for purposes of streamlining this, I'll show you how it should appear as opposed to how it is appearing in this one. I do apologize. So there would be an option up here. It would have the name of the contact group once we have set up the contact groups. And that would allow us to just choose a very simplified way of having those contact groups and the different contact groups if we send multiple emails to multiple people and things like that. And then we would be able to just send those right along and choose those from that different whole setup right there. We can do this as well from inside of Google Contacts. I don't know if we would have any contacts on this account, but we can create a couple just to see how that looks. Contacts.google.com. Just going to create a couple of different contacts here. I'm going to add myself and Charles here for that. Oops. And now we should have two new contacts there that should pop up momentarily. Allow two, let's try just creating a singular contact first. So we create our contacts, all those fun guys pop up right into our contacts over here once they do pop up. And now we have our new contact right here, Michael. Perfect. So now we'll add in just another one real quickly for Charles. And once that finishes saving, we'll show you the other way through Google Contacts to send those to send those contact group emails. So now that our two contacts do appear in there, we'll definitely get that set up. So we would click on this little email right here. Since they are in there now, they should show up in here. We're supposed to. So we're going to select our contacts. And now this fun little email comes up over here. So this email allows us to send an email right to our new contact that we did just create. Now, what I'm going to say here is with the contacts, we want to send it to multiple contacts, which is the purpose of the contact group. It's so we can select multiple contacts here, and then we can then go and click on it, and it'll send an email to all of those contacts all at once without having to go through and type in everyone's name. And we can group those into different groups within Google Contacts by creating labels and labeling them. So we're going to create a label and write help desk staff. That's our label. And then we would choose our two options and we would choose a label. We would move them right over to help desk staff, click apply. And now every time we want to send an email to that contact group, all we have to do, click on that group over there, select all the names in it, click on your send email button, send your email or set up your email, and then we would be all set to go and send it. We can even schedule send it. Did anyone have any questions about contact groups? Assuming no one has any questions, then we are going to start to wrap up as it is 2:20. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Does anyone have any overall questions before we finish up, or?
All right, thank you, Michael. I believe you're the next session too, so we will give some time. I'll log back out and log back in.